King Tut's body.
There is an end date to my struggle.
Yeah.
Come on,
I
come
feel
on.
like I'm gonna throw up.
So we just made it back to the hotel. I mean, not the hotel, the ship from touring the temple of the kings, I believe that's what it's called. So we actually got to go see King Tut's body. Okay, that was crazy. So it was a really good tour. I'm already drained. It's only like 10:30 and I'm so tired. Lunch is at 1 o'clock, and then later on we're going to be doing a horse and buggy and going into the city downtown of Luxor. Oh, never mind the room. I know it's a little bit messy in here. That's another upside to having a room to myself. I'm so sorry that my roommate couldn't make it, but it's been a blessing to have this room to myself because it gives me time to take a retreat away from everybody. I noticed last night after I recorded that other clip and I laid down, I was like, yo, I'm not really used to being this social every single day, like back to back to back all day long. And it just made me think to myself, like, am I really ready to get married someday, have a family someday? Because there's not really going to be a break from that. Like, they're just going to be around me every single day, all day long. So it's like, I have to get ready for that. Because right now, I just love the peace and solace that comes with having alone time. So, I don't know. I'll just enjoy it while I have it, I guess. But yeah, anyway, we went to an alabaster shop. And we saw how they actually make the alabaster, and they said they get it from the stones behind the mountain, and they sit there and chisel it down. Then they use this tool to like kind of like screw a hole inside of it, and then they have it covered with plaster, and once it's done chiseling and drying off or whatever, they'll take the plastic off, and it has like a rougher material. I made sure to get my grandma one because I know, when I was younger, she always used to listen to that song by CeCe Winans, the Alabaster Box song. So I just, like, the song just kept replaying in my mind over and over again. I was like, you know what, let me get something from Granny. Let me get me a little alabaster, little something from my grandma so that she can have a piece of Egypt that's made from a material that's really important in the Bible. And y'all, I be just in my feelings. Like certain things that, like certain stories that the tour guide tells us, or certain things that I see, it really just has me in my feelings. Like I'm about to start crying. Like when we was at the alabaster shop, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the jar that she broke open to anoint Jesus, like wash his feet with it and all that stuff and get him ready for the burial. And then, like, when we was on the way to go see King Tut's body, I was seeing all these donkeys, walking down the street and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, Jesus came riding on a donkey. Like, I just kept having these little, like, spiritual moments. And, like, as we're cruising down the Nile River, it's like, oh my gosh, they killed the firstborn Hebrew son of, all the Hebrews, but they saved Moses and he ended up freeing the Israelites. It's just like the significance of reading something in the Bible and then going somewhere where you actually get to see it. Like your eyes get to touch the thing, or you get to touch it with your hands, or you get to stand on it. Like it's so different than just reading it in a book. And so it's like, I don't know. I just feel like I've been experiencing God on a much more intimate level every day since I've been here, in ways that I haven't really been talking about in these video clips. But it's like, I just want y'all to understand. Maybe one day y'all understand me and where I come from and why my relationship with God is so important to me. Tonight we're going to be doing some pretty interesting things that were not planned before, but the pastor kind of, threw in something and remixed it up a little bit to keep things fun and interesting. And then we're also going to be doing like a recap of, what we expected to happen once we got here and what actually happened. When I got here, personally, I wasn't expecting anything. I came with an open mind. I'm like, let me not go there looking for answers to my prayers. Let me not go there looking for signs and signals. Let me just go there and enjoy my birthday. But of course, I got a touch from God, regardless of, whatever I was expecting. But yeah, so I'm about to finish eating these crackers and then take a nap, and then I will catch up with y'all later on today. Well, good day. I did not take a nap. I guess I lied. It's getting closer and closer to the time to share our little reflection things, and I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, should I tell them the real reason why? Like, y'all already know why. I don't know, I feel like there's still shame attached to that. Like, I still feel, I don't know. Like, it's like, do I want them to know all that about me? I don't know. Maybe that could help inspire somebody. I don't know. It's like easy to talk to YouTube because literally I'm just talking to myself, but just looking at a camera and then just making it public. But when it comes to being in a room full of 50 people and sharing that story, people who see me every single week and they just see me smile, they don't know anything that's going on in my life. It's like, should I tell them that? Or should I just make it seem like, everything's been normal this whole time. Nothing bad ever happened to me. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it, but I guess I'll think about it a little bit more. But first, we are going to do a wine and sail. We went for a 1-hour ride down the Nile, and our boat almost flipped over, but it was still fun.
I didn't really want to speak today because I was asking my sister here is what I have to say too much information because I don't really know everybody here, right? But I'm gonna say it anyway because of the scripture that Miss Letty left with us that encouraged me on today. So in 2022, I was actually praying to be able to go to Egypt on my birthday. But at the time, I was unemployed. I had just moved to Houston, and 6 months after me being here, I lost my full-time job. So I immediately had to pivot into freelancing. As a lot of y'all know, I'm a videographer at the church, but I don't have a background in this. This is not something that I went to school for. It's self-taught. And so this is what I had to rely on in order to get by make money. Like, I ended up on food stamps. I'm like, whoa, God, you brought me to Houston and I'm out here struggling. Like, why did you bring me out here? This is crazy. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. So here I am making this impossible prayer with the food stamp card running out and no job and don't know when the next gig is going to come. But I just know I'm going to make it to Egypt somehow. A few months after that, I caught COVID. And a couple months after that, I lost my apartment. So while y'all was in the background planning the trip to Egypt, I was in a homeless shelter every day, waking up wondering, Lord, why am I here? Why am I alive? Why am I alone? Like, why was I born? So when y'all made the announcement, hey, we're going to Egypt, I was like, are y'all serious? Like, and y'all going during my birthday? And I'm in a homeless shelter? Like, what is going on? Like, how am I gonna do? Like, there's nothing that I can do to make this happen. So it has to be him. Like, this has to be a sign that there is an end date to my struggle.
Yeah. Come on.
Next thing you know, I get a full-time job. Check this out, though. It's a work-from-home job. And I'm homeless. It reminded me of what Osama said earlier, where it's like, they're killing all the firstborn Hebrew sons, but they say Moses, though. Why did they do that? So it's like, why did you do that? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But in any case, I was able to get that job, and that job was able to get me out of homelessness. I just got out of homelessness December 1st, 2022, so that was only, 5 months ago? But here I am in Egypt, across the world. Thank you. To answer your question, I'm sorry, I'm over 2 minutes, but I had to say that. So my expectations coming here was literally just to be a living testimony of what God can do. That's it.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe that I just told them everything. All the stuff that I just been through and how I ended up here. I still can't even believe that it happened anyway. So the fact that it happened and then I sat there and told a room full of 50 people, somebody needed to hear that. I think that's all that it really boils down to. Everybody was standing up, clapping, giving me hugs. Some people gave me money. Like, these people truly care. Like, they have hearts, and I don't know, it's like, they have hearts for God. It wasn't even really about me. It was about what God did through me. And I don't know. The pastor, he even came over to me and he said, Bree, I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. You just never know what people are going through. And I had no idea you were going through that. I said, I know. I never told anybody. And I was just wanting to arrive to church every single week anyway and just act like, none of that stuff was happening. And so he was like, all right, I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to need you to tell your story to more people. Like, you need to talk about it more. And I said, I had a feeling you was going to ask me that. And he was like, and I don't mean that in a big space, like, like on the pulpit or whatever. He was like, I need you to say it to more people, like in private group settings, like what I was telling y'all about before, like years ago, before I even got to Houston, when I was still in Austin. I was like, I want to get into public speaking, whatever, because I knew even back then I had something to say.
But at the time, I had stories to tell, but it wasn't as monumental as this one. So I told him, I was like, yeah, I can already feel that, and I already have a plan to do that. So, and then the first lady, she came over to me too. She hugged me, told me that she was proud of me and all that. So it was just, I don't know, I feel deeply loved. I feel seen. I feel understood. Whew, my bad, y'all. I had to put the nasal spray in because my stuff is just like all of a sudden just like I couldn't even breathe anymore as I was talking. That's the enemy trying to shut me up from what I was about to say, which is this. But now I'm about to pack up my suitcase. This is our last night on this cruise ship, so we're packing up our stuff and we're gonna be heading out in the morning to do one last tour of one last temple, and then we're gonna be heading back to Cairo from where we are now, which is Luxor. So we went from Cairo to Aswan to Luxor, and now we're going back to Cairo. I'm gonna go ahead, get off this camera, just pack up, take a shower, take it down, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.
It's my last round. All right. Got it, Bree? How many times? I went 7. Do you feel lucky? Do you feel lucky? I feel blessed. Okay, I know that's right.